There is not a subject more controversial in the world than fitness and nutrition. Today, I want to talk to you about fitness, some incredible stuff, some incredible discoveries I made that are backed by science now, which when I started, they weren't. There's been some incredible studies going on having to do with hormones, the fountain of youth hormone, the puberty hormone. That's what HGH is. It's called human growth hormone. It's an exciting hormone that your body produces naturally. You can also get shot up with it unnaturally and pay $10,000 a month. That's what people charge for this. But you can actually produce it naturally within your body. And I'm going to talk to you about fat loss and all the problems that we've had in the last 4 or 5 decades with getting fatter and fatter all the time. There's a reason for that. Now we know how to change that, how to actually burn fat in your system. We became a culture when we got into using tons of grains because they store better. You can make food that lasts forever using grains. We changed our bodies to run off of glycogen or sugar or carbs. It all gets turned into sugar for energy. That's wrong. That's proven now. There's some, hundreds of diets that are now proving that running your body off sugars is terrible. You'll never lose fat. In fact, it's impossible if you're running off sugars from your body to burn fat. So I'm going to teach you these incredible things through fitness, how you can burn fat and have your body run off fat instead of running off sugar. Amazing discoveries. It's going to blow your mind. And it all starts with one simple thing that I discovered. I was a two-sport athlete in college, very elite level. I played for the Detroit Junior Red Wings. And as a hockey player in college, we would train for 3 hours a day, burn 3,000 calories sometimes in a practice, just beating our bodies down. And you'd come back to the locker room and, we'd get undressed. And there's guys with bellies on my team. And I'm like, this is impossible to have a belly and burn 3,000 calories in a practice. And then we'd go back to the dorms and we'd hang out with the guy gymnast, the female gymnast, and their bodies were incredible. They were ripped. They were machines. They were, you could see the muscles. They looked healthy. And it blew my mind, so much so that I went and I decided to go start watching their practices. And what I discovered there was mind-blowing. They'd work out for about 2 hours on the clock. But really, they were only working out for about 20 minutes at a time per day. So they go and they do the floor routine, which is 1 minute, hard as they can. There's 20 people on the team, so they have to wait their turn. So they'd go really hard for a minute, then wait their turn. Then they'd go to the vault, sprint down, hit the mini tramp, fly in the air, boom, speed and explosion. And then they were done with that in about 10 seconds. The high bar, the uneven bars, that's about a minute of hard work, and then they'd rest. So it always was in my mind. But I started, when I turned 30, I was no longer playing sports, and I was starting to get a little belly fat, and I got scared. That's not who I wanted to be. So I started to listen to trainers and doctors, and they all told me the same thing. You got to work out, guy like you, do weights for about an hour, half hour, an hour, and then do cardio for a half hour or more. And I did that for a couple years, and my body just kept getting worse and worse and more tired. I looked older. I was aging faster, and something was wrong. So I'm like, screw this. I'm going to do for myself what I believe to be the best way to work out, which was what I discovered in college, speed and explosion. In the meantime, I was, studying it. I never wanted to be a trainer. I just wanted to know about my body because my dad had, had heart troubles and he passed away in 2008. And my brother had a very close run-in with a heart attack. Was in the hospital for a while. He almost passed away. And me and my other brother had crazy levels of cholesterol. And I was scared. So I decided to buck everything that I've been taught by trainers, nutritionists, and doctors and go back to what I knew from college, which was speed and explosion. Speed and explosion. That's the key in my mind. So I start this workout, and within 30 days, I'd already lost 12 pounds. I looked amazing. And, you know, I have to say, results vary from person to person because you have to say that with any fitness product. But it was crazy. And people started saying, wow, you look really good. Not so much the weight loss, but like, you look healthy, you look great. And this is after a month. So two girls came up to me, Jessica and Christy, friends of mine, and they said, train us. And I'm like, I don't want to be a trainer. Like, I have a life. I can't commit to a certain time 3 times a week. They're like, please just train us. We'll pay you. I'm like, okay, fine. So come to my house. They came to my house. We ended up starting this workout on the sidewalk in front of my house. You know, people would walk by and we'd have to move. But I just wanted to move every part of the body at top speed. I called it BATS, body at top speed, moving each muscles. One day we'd focus on upper body, one day lower body, one day core. But each time we worked out, we hit every muscle. We just focused on different ones. Well, within a few weeks, they started getting compliments from their friends. They started, you know, their body, their skin started changing, their hair. And I was blown away because Christy was athletic, not an athlete. And Jessica was not athletic at all. And here I was, you know, getting these great results. But I thought it could have been, you know, I'm an athlete and I just muscle memory. I just got back to where I was. Well, the truth was it was working on 3 people now, and 2 were women, different hormones. So they started talking, and they said, we got friends that want to do this. And I said, well, I don't have money to get a space. Well, Christy's like, well, just go to my house. There's a park right near there, Barnsdale Park. We can go there. And so next thing you know, there's 5 people. Then they get results. Then it's 10. Then it's 20. It's got up to 25 to the point where I was scared. I was like, they're going to kick me out of this park. Of course, I was living off fear, which is stupid. Like, what are you running a business out of our park? I thought that was going to be a problem. Turns out it wasn't. But then we moved it online, and I started creating all these workouts for friends and family back home, and then it just spread like wildfire. It's in 40 countries now. But the key was that we were moving at top speed. And of course, during this time, I was blown away because I went into my trainer at 24 Hour Fitness, and I told him, you know, this is what's happening. I'm getting better results than I ever did with you. And it's only 20 minutes. And he laughed in my face. He's like, you're not, only 20 minutes? It's not possible. You can't burn enough calories in that time, blah, 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 blah. And I got a little challenged. So I was like, okay, let me start researching everything about this and see if I can find anything that matches up with what I'm actually experiencing, what all these people are experiencing. Well, at the time, there were very few studies. In fact, anytime I said 20 minutes workout, people would be like, you're an idiot, can't be done. But there was a few studies. The first one was at McMaster's University in Ontario, Canada, then the University of Virginia, then the Journal of Sports Medicine, then New York Times. They all started jumping on board right at the time when my workout was going live. And what the research was saying is that these short burst workouts were causing the body, forcing the body to produce growth hormone, HGH, human growth hormone, also known as the fountain of youth hormone, the puberty hormone. This, you know, people say it reverses aging or halts aging, whatever you want to say. But growth hormone is what goes through your body when you're a teenager going through puberty. And you know how firm your body is, how great your skin looks, your hair, everything's healthy then. You can take on the world. I was experiencing this in my late 30s at the time. I'm 45. I look better than I did at 32. I look younger, healthier, stronger. So what the research was saying is that when your body goes into a fight or flight, it sends a message to your brain to say, hey, this is going to keep happening. To protect us from either getting chased down by a predator or to chase our food, we need to build these strong, lean, healthy muscles that are great for everything you do every day. So your brain tells your pituitary gland to release growth hormone into your body, and the rest is history. It changes your body completely. Now, HGH is something that people spend $10,000 a month to get injected into their body. You've seen these 80-year-old guys that are huge, 70-year-old guys. That's HGH, and it's very, very dangerous. And that and testosterone, injecting that is not natural. Your body doesn't make it itself, so those things in your body that make it naturally, your pituitary gland, will stop working. And it's a very dangerous game. But if you can generate it naturally, it literally has mind-blowing effects on your body. So the next step was to start to, tell people, like, you've got to move at top speed. That's the key. So created all these exercises, zombie sprints, flyaways, migrations, all these crazy moves that you do. And I'm start getting floods of emails, and everyone pretty much was saying this same thing, which was crazy, that their bodies were changing, but also they all would mention, which I experienced too, this heat to the body, this warmth to the body. And so I didn't know what that was until I discovered this thing it's called EPOC, excess post-oxygen consumption. Big words crammed together. So, of course, they made a cuter term for it, which is called the afterburn effect. The afterburn effect is when you move at top speed, your body has a demand of energy that's so high it can't handle it, and it burns through your glucose. Your glycogen. This is gonna come in handy in a second, and it starts burning fat, but not just for 20 minutes during the workout. All my workouts were less than 20 minutes, and they are all built on speed based on the gymnasts that I saw working out and following that regimen. So what happens is that this excess post-oxygen consumption or afterburn effect, your body burns energy, which is fat. Fat is stored energy. It burns energy for 24 to 48 hours after the workout. So for 24 to 48 hours, you're feeling heat. And I know in my head that heat is the release of energy. That's all heat is. And the heat coming off my body was actually fat burning in my off hours. So these 20 minutes that I would put in here have this effect of burning fat after the fact, using it for energy to restore the body, to build muscles, all this crazy stuff that, literally turns back time in your body. So then I got into learning about glycogen, because that's what you first burn. Everyone burns glycogen. You eat something sugary, you burn it, you have energy for a little while, and then it goes away. Well, the problem is, in the last 5 decades, we really screwed up our eating by eating a lot of carbs and sugars. And that's all fructose, which gets turned into glucose and is used by the body. If your body runs off glucose or glycogen only, you're never going to lose fat. It's not possible. So if you're eating this high carb diet, you're not tapping into the fat. You're actually burning what goes in your mouth, and it's in your stomach. You have energy for those moments. You know it. If you ever had a big pasta meal, you might feel a little energy for a while, and then you get super tired because your body dies down. But the key is to burn through that storage of glycogen immediately. And that's what this short burst workout does. High intensity short burst workouts. They burn through the glycogen almost immediately, because you're using every muscle in your body at top speed for certain exercises, and that's firing through all the glycogen. When that's out, your immediate reserve of sugar, then you start to go into fat burning, which is crazy how fast it works, how it consistently works, going on and on. Each workout that we have is made to get harder as you get stronger. And that's another big thing that people always leave out, is that you find a great workout and you just do it over and over again, maybe 3 different ones, and each week you repeat them. Your body is going to get used to that, and you're going to get results for a little while, and then you're going to stay at a level here. So that's another huge key, is mixing up your workouts all the time. Now, there's even more crazy information coming, so I hope you're writing this down. Then I decided to see what the problem was with long cardio, because every time I did these I usually did the treadmill or the elliptical trainer sometimes I'd run on the streets and I always felt terrible afterwards. I was always more tired the rest of the day. My knees would get injured maybe once every 2 months. My ankles, my hips, my body just felt horrible. And so I started researching that. Why is that happen? Why does that happen? And it's crazy what happens when you do long cardio. People, your doctor, your nutritionist, your fitness instructor, they're probably telling you to do long cardio. Don't. It's not good for you. Trust me on this. What happens when you do long cardio is it's a huge strain on your body. All your joints, everything. Physically, it's a huge strain. Mentally, it's a strain. What those two strains do together is release a stress hormone. Your body is under stress. There's a hormone, it's a nasty little thing, it's called cortisol. And when you're running, if you've ever looked at the body of a sprinter who's 20 seconds at top speed as hard as they can, and a marathoner who goes hours and hours running, you'll see the difference. The marathoner looks old. Their muscles they're actually feeding off their muscles, the energy that's in their muscles. And they usually have a spare tire, a small belly fat there. That's protecting them because their body thinks they're starving to death. So it forces everything they eat to be stored in fat because they're afraid that your body's afraid it's going to starve to death. And that's cortisol. It's a fat storage hormone that actually takes energy in the form of sugar that you eat and it stores it immediately as fat because it needs to feel like you're not going to starve to death if you're on like a low carb diet or if you're a distance trainer, if you do an hour, 30 minutes to an hour on a treadmill, you're going to have belly fat. Go to your gym. Don't believe me. Go to your gym. Look who's on the treadmill. Look at those people you've seen for years on the treadmill. They all have that ring of soft belly fat, and they look older than they should. I used to think it was literally gravity, so much bouncing of your face, but it's the skin. The skin looks terrible. The hair looks terrible. It's losing hair. It's brittle. It's dead. They're stripping their system of nutrients, and also they're not getting that kick of HGH, of growth hormone, of the fountain of youth hormone. They're not getting that kick into their system. This is deadly. It's, it has horrible effects on the body. They call this type of training boomeritis, where all the baby boomers who were the first ones to train long distance running, jogging, just got popular in the 70s, all through the 80s and 90s. Well, all these people are now getting hip replacement, knee replacement, ankle replacement surgeries because they were pounding and stressing their body and they don't look any better. If you need another example, and I love this one because it always blew my mind through the years. I worked in an office for a long time, and there'd always be someone every year that would run the marathon. And they would train for weeks and weeks, 10 hours a week. And then they'd run the marathon, and they'd come in the next day all beat up and limping. And I would look at them, and I'd say, in my mind, not to them, because I'm a nice guy, you look older. You didn't lose a single pound. You trained for 10 hours a week, and you didn't lose a single pound. In fact, it looks like you may have gained some weight. How is that possible? And that's another reason why I jumped to speed training. Every workout I've done in the last 3 years is less than 20 minutes. So this under 20-minute fitness system is completely mind-blowing, what it will do for your body. Now, how can you take advantage of this? This is the perfect time, because this isn't going to last forever. Right now, I've got a $1 1 week, 100% access to the under 20 fitness system. You can start it today. I wouldn't wait. Anyone can do it, any fitness level. Now, why is it 1 week? In my opinion, within 1 week, you'll know exactly if this is the right workout for you. You will see your body changing. You'll feel that afterburn effect, that heat throughout the day. You'll know that it's working that way. And 1 week is the amount of time that you get to work out with me 3 or 4 times and see if I'm right for you. Because if you don't like your instructor, you're not going to stay with them. I'm doing this. I have a blast doing it. I think it's, you're going to have a blast doing it. And then the second reason why it's $1, everyone always asks, why is it $1? Why not just make it for free? Well, this is all mental stuff, and I'm letting you behind the curtain now and telling you things maybe I probably shouldn't tell you. But the truth is, we charged nothing, zero, when it was free for 1 week, it was a nightmare. Because when something's free, people don't take advantage of it, but they want to. So every day I was getting emails like, "Hey, I forgot to start my week. Can you reset it and put me back in?" And it was hours and hours and hours out of my day. That was one thing. The second thing was that by just charging $1, you're going to try it. The third thing is that the dollar has made it so once you join the system, there's no forced entry. Once you join, you have a money back guarantee. If it's not working for you, you get your money back. And we've had 0 people ask for their money back. 0 in 3 years. Thousands of people. There's people in 40 countries doing this workout. Thousands of people have done the workout. None have asked for their money back. Why? Because they know. You'll know once you try it for a week if it's right for you or if it's not. If not, hey, go find your thing. Go do CrossFit. Do whatever you need to do. But in 1 week, you'll know too if you fall in love with it. That's when I ask you to join. I also tell people, and it's completely up to you, that the best time to join is after your 1 week because you're already starting to get results. You might as well build on them. And the other thing is that I answer every single email. So it's like having your own personal trainer that you don't have to leave your house for. This is all online, 100%. It's wherever the internet goes. You set up, do your workout. People do it on their phone, laptop, iPad, small device, whatever they call them now. Phones are like gigantic now. Anyway, so all you need to do is, here's all the information here. It's $1. Test it out. There's no forced upgrades. At the end of the week, you have the choice. It's your choice if you want to join. You have to actually go and join. Someone told me early on, you're an idiot, me, for not forcing them into the upgrade. You'll be making $100,000 a month in no time if you just get them in and then force the upgrade on them. If they want to quit, they'll go in and take their time to quit. You'll make tons of money. I didn't want to do that. I don't like complaints. I know I'm a terrible business person for it, but it's no risk for the dollar trial. Within a week, you'll know exactly if it's right for you. So go check it out right now. Here's the link down there. Get it. We'll talk to you soon.